Hello there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Camille's Harem. Not just a podcast by novice writers for novice writers, but also a YouTube channel by novice writers for novice writers. Because writing is an adventure, it's more fun with friends. For today's episode, I want to do something a little bit different. You see, I've noticed that a lot of you don't realize that we have a podcast going on over on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. I know I say this every episode, but it's usually at the end, and trust me, I check the numbers from time to time, and I realize that not everyone stays all the way until the very end of our videos, so you probably don't know that right at the very beginning. So I'm going to say right here, we have a podcast that we're wrapping up Season 2. Once again, you can find it over at Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. And it really is worth your time to go and check it out. Not just because, hey, we want to have more views and downloads and blah, 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 but honestly because you get to hear the rest of us, the rest of the harem, get together and discuss things that you normally wouldn't hear people talk about when it comes to the writing process. We dive deep into the various challenges that we have faced, our solutions, how we've grappled with feeling down on ourselves, sometimes having writer's block, sometimes that moment where it's just like, hey, I thought I'd solved this problem in my story or with myself about a year ago, and then bam, it just suddenly slams into me again. I thought I'd already gotten over this. Well, those are moments that just about every writer will face, and then some. And so go check us out over at our podcast. You will get some amazing writing advice and writing insight from us as we carry on our discussions. We also have some hilarious epic readings of terrible fanfics, which are just an absolute delight for us to do, even though it kind of kills our souls to do them because there's some terrible trash out there. But one of the best things that comes out of our podcast is when we do something that we call story bits, where we sit down and we talk about something that we experience while writing one of our stories. An aha moment that we're just like, wow, that's amazing. And once again, people don't normally talk about this kind of thing, so we're going to do it. For today's video, I selected one of our more recent story bits, where I had an aha moment writing a scene with just tons and tons of flirting. And anyone who knows me in real life knows that, hey, I am actually quite terrible when it comes to flirting. So I was really on a struggle bus trying to come up with this particular scene, but I knew I had to write it because one of my characters for the story Whitefire is a massive flirt. And so I took my time over the course of days writing out this particular scene, and it ended up becoming one of my most favorite scenes to date that I have written. And I discussed this a little bit with Nathan and Camille in this story bit over at our podcast, and they also give some of their own insights, some of their own worries, and some of their own bits of advice. And so I really just took it right on out of the podcast episode. I'm putting it in here into this video, and I hope that it serves as a source of inspiration for those of you who want to write flirtatious scenes. Also, I hope that it serves as a little bit of a nudge for you to go check us out over at our podcast. Once again, it's found over at Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. It is really worth your time. So without any further ado, let's get on with the clip.
Welcome to Story Bits. We're going to talk about our stories for a bit. Side note right there, I legitimately lost my voice. Like, I wasn't actually trying to make my voice sound like that.
That was legitness.
Gosh. That was legitness.
I'm impressed nonetheless.
Anyway, Lars, you got a little story bit for us?
Yeah. So, the story bit that I have is my adventures recently in writing flirtatious scenes. Yeah, flirting. Writing flirting. So the very first time I tried writing a scene like this was like 2 years ago, maybe a little bit more. And yeah, so man, it's been a while since I've last flirted. In any case,
and Lars doesn't have a flirtatious bone in his body.
I do not, which makes this even weirder to talk about. But here's the thing, though, is that I thought for like
me, once again, being the guy without a flirtatious bone in his body, I really would dive into like the awkwardness, because if you take a step back, flirting is genuinely awkward. Where the only reason why you find it attractive or teasing is normally because you are buying into what the other person is selling, at least a little bit. You're entertained, or you might even be interested. So for this flirtatious scene that I was writing, it finally clicked, is that it is indeed awkward. But one of the things that makes a good flirting scene what it is that both characters are kind of in on it. Like if it's just flirting to a brick wall, it only goes so far.
Oh
or
my
if the other
gosh.
character's not receiving it, it just doesn't work. It's awkward, and if it goes on for too long, it ceases to be funny. But when you have two characters both knowing what they're doing, even if both of them are kind of playing a different game of flirt, it still works. Like I wrote kind of the shy guy who's trying to flirt with a very outgoing individual who knows that she's pretty and flaunts it. We all know someone like that.
Yes.
And it's not always women, it can also be men. But she knows it, she uses it, and she's using it very purposefully, just the same as he is. So it just takes it even further. What makes a good flirting scene is not just the teasing and the awkwardness, but that the characters know it and they own it. And that has made these two scenes I've written with these characters so far, where they're doing flirtiness, actually work really well. Like I find myself actually enjoying it. Like when I go back and read, I'm like, wow, this is actually good. I would sit down at lunch and watch these two if this were real. But yeah, that's basically it. When you write flirting, have your characters know what they're doing and follow through with it.
Yeah, this is actually good for me, especially since I've been focusing a lot on really romances as of late, because I'm kind of looking into both. I'm looking at the future at like Guardians as well as Red Capes, which both predominantly have like a much more romantic thread than say Black Wings does, whereas Black Wings, the romance has already taken place for the most part. I mean, you do see flashbacks of that romance, and so I don't have a lot of time to flirt. But in those two stories, like I am gonna need to really pound down flirting, and I'm a bit of a flirt on accident. I never do it on purpose, almost ever, and so like I've always been like really self-conscious about my like flirtatious writing, because I'm just not the best at it. At least not the best at doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
Study. Gotta watch women in the wild. Spy on them.
That ain't that deep, fam. It also depends on the type of flirting, though.
Yeah.
So the better you know your characters, the better. That's deep.
Wow. Big brain.
It's a big brain time. Because I didn't really write a lot of flirting until I did all my stories with Kyle, and holy mother, they flirt a lot, which makes sense because it's a huge romance story. But I noticed for myself, it's like we have two witty characters, and this doesn't go for everyone. I don't know. It's all like the more you write, the better you get, I think.
Uh-huh.
But it's like, if you know your characters and know their sense of humor and their personality, at the end of the day, like they're really just playing off of each other's comments, So really, it's more of they're having a witty conversation back and forth, but because these characters are attracted to each other, you have those flirty undertones. Yeah. So I think what worked best for us is that you focus more on making sure that it's a good conversation, and the flirtiness will just flow along with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if the characters are witty, then that flirt will come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flirt will be there. Just let it happen.
The flirt will be there.
Don't force the flirt.
Yeah. Don't be like Mabel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Girl, are you from outer space? Because your butt is out of this world.
Thank you, Lars.
My name's Mabel, but you can call me the girl of your dreams.
See that is where the flirting is played off for the quick awkwardness. If it kept on going, it would be too much.
Yeah.
it does come down to the quality of the conversation. But yeah, I think we've all got some good insights. And granted, we all have room to grow here. It's actually one of the reasons why I think that we as Camille's Harem have actually yet to really tackle talking about romance in any episode.
Yeah,
like we always hint at it, but we have yet to really tackle it. I think it's because all of us are just all like, am I really ready to commit myself to this?
And, we're all unmarried. Hint, hint, ladies. Hey, it's your boy.
It's your boy. Skinny penis.
Camille, did you have something you'd like to announce to the rest of the world?
No, do you not know that Vine?
No, of course I know that Vine.
Okay, good. I was like, I'm about to be real disappointed.
Come on, son. Who do you think I am?
Who do you think I is?
So
yeah.
Anyway, that was a good story bit.
That was.
Okay,
thanks, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, bye.
All right, I hope you really enjoyed that little bit right there. This take that we had is totally raw, totally unscripted, so sometimes it might seem like we're a little meandering about from time to time, which is totally what happens when you get a bunch of friends talking together. But it served, once again, as a source of inspiration for us just to talk about this, and I hope that you enjoyed getting to hear Nathan and Camille's takes as well on this particular subject of writing flirtatious scenes. So please go check out more of our podcast, Camille's Harem, once again found over at Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play, and look forward to more videos from us here at YouTube. If you like what you've seen or what you've heard, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us out a whole lot. It gives us motivation to do more. And you can also go check us out over at Reddit. That is a wonderful source that we have utilized to help people come together to have discussions about writing, to give you further motivation. We want to expand our writing group, Camille's Harem, so that way we can help more novice writers with their stories. And if you have a terrible fanfic that you would like us to do an epic reading of, then please send us a link. You can either do it in the comment section below or over at our Twitter at Camille's Harem. And until the next video, y'all, tschüss.